It's Wednesday, July the 12th. Lake level is about 920 3/4. Come down about a foot or so since I reported last week. Water temperature's really coming up. It's like 85 degrees first thing in the morning, and it's I've been finding some 90-degree water in the river arms later in the day. But fishing's still pretty good. A lot of the fish are starting to move out deeper. I've still been catching the majority of my fish from 20 foot in. Now, I haven't been down by the dam. I've been around Kimberling area, Baxter, Campbell Point, Mid-James. Seems to be where I've spent the last week or so, mainly because I've been catching a lot of fish, and the boat traffic hasn't been too bad. But I'm still catching fish on main lake and secondary points on a football jig. But the majority of my numbers of fish are coming on drop shots, and I'm using several different colors. These are ones that a buddy of mine makes, but White River Lures makes them. But a chomper's brown, purple, laminated, and the watermelon candy will work fine. I just have such good luck with these 3 or 4 here. That's pretty much what I stay with. And I'm fishing these on 6-pound line, and the fish are still pretty shallow. I mean, they're 18 to 22 foot deep. Now, they are starting to, some of them move out over the deeper docks, and they're suspended at that same depth. And also around some of them docks, starting to catch quite a few on a jigging spoon, taking a white 3/4 ounce or ½ ounce spoon on these deep docks that got 30 to 50 foot of water in them, and pitching a white spoon inside the stalls. Some of the bites might come as shallow as 5 feet. Some of them might be down as far as 20, 25 feet. Now, I think down lake, down by the dam, the thermocline's getting a lot deeper, so the fish are probably going to be a lot deeper in that area. And with the lake level like it is, there's still 5 or 6 foot of water in the bushes. We've been catching some on buzzbaits and whopper plopper early, and I've been throwing mainly the small whopper plopper, either a bone or a black, and some on a black buzzbait. Now, we're not getting a lot of bites on them, but they are, better quality largemouths. And I'm still able to flip some, whether it be a 3/8 ounce jig, a creature bait, or like a beaver bait, like a Strike King, structure bug, a reaction renovation sweet beaver, full-size Zoom brush hog will work, and even like a Zoom speed crawd, just rig Texas style, will work in the bushes. Now, I am getting less and less bites as the water warms up. I think a lot of them fish are starting to pull out. But something I got to do the last 3 or 4 days, this time of year when the boat traffic gets pretty busy late in the day, you can take and run up these river arms, and it's kind of like normally it would be canoe water, but the water is high enough right now, you can get way back up in these creeks. And you don't have to do it just up in the river arms either. I mean, you can do it like down there by the dam at Indian Point. You can go in the back of Little and Big Indian, or North Indian. Up and behind Baxter, you got Big and Little Indian. And right now, you can get way back up in those creeks with the water being up. And we're catching quite a few fish, and it's kind of cool. It's shaded. And you won't see boats. Any boats, no fishing boats, no wave runners, no nothing. It's nice and peaceful back there, but several different ways we've been catching them back there. Before I get way back to where it chokes into basically a river that's only about 30, 40 feet wide, we've been catching quite a few on a little square bill, like a little 1.5. This is a RC 1.5 Lucky Craft. But any kind of black and white or sexy shad or chartreuse sexy shad, you only want something that runs down about 3 foot, because you're fishing isolated bushes and lay down in about 1 to 4 feet of water. You can also pitch a jig on the lay downs and stumps up there. And when all else fails, if you've got a steeper bank, pick up a little Ned rig, 1/8 ounce Ned rig on light line. Throw it up on the channel side of them little creeks, and we've been catching a mixture of largemouth, Kentuckys, and smallmouth, way back up in there. It's kind of a fun deal I like to do when it gets real hot like this, get away from the boat traffic if you're fishing in the afternoon. And I talked to the guys at Sportsman Factory Outlet today. They're running a special for as long as the supply lasts on a bunch of Suffix line on their mono and fluorocarbon. You buy a spool of line, you get a free t-shirt. It's 20% off everything that they've got in stock, and the sale will go on until they run out of shirts and they run out of line. But that Suffix line, their monofilament is probably the best monofilament that I use. I use it pretty much on like all my top waters, buzz baits. I'll use their 6-pound line on my drop shot, and I've been using quite a bit of their fluorocarbon too. I've been using the 14-pound on a football jig. So if you get a chance, you get in town, you can get the line cheap now while it's on sale and get a free t-shirt. But you know, fishing, look for the fish to start moving out a little bit deeper. But as long as there's water in them bushes, there'll be some fish in them bushes. The thing is, you just got to be real methodic and cover quite a bit of water. And you know, something that I like to do, the hotter the water gets, the shallower I'll go if I'm at an end of the lake where I've got the right type of water. And meaning by the right type of water is as far back in some of these big creeks as you can get. And the key is having running water coming in, having water flow. And what that helps do, even with the extremely high surface temperature, it's got oxygen in there to sustain them fish in there, keep them in there shallow. And you can have some really fun days up in there in the middle of the day, up in them shallow creek arms. And you can do that pretty much all over the lake. Like you can go into Big Creek, get in the very back of it. You can get up in the White River, up in the Kings, several like Ants Creek's got two different arms. You can get way back in there. But there's a lot of places that have got a little water flow coming in that them fish will be there all summer. So till next week, good luck, good fishing.